Welcome, curious minds. Today, we're really digging into something that's, well, changing everything. Artificial intelligence in healthcare.
hmm
You hear the hype, you see the rapid advancements, but what does AI actually mean for how we get well, stay healthy, and, for the doctors and nurses taking care of us?
It's a huge question.
Yeah. So we've sifted through a stack of material, NHS guides, EU Commission insights, research papers to bring you what truly matters.
Indeed. And this isn't just future gazing anymore, is it? The expansion of AI. It's tangible. It's here.
Right.
It's emerging as a truly transformative force,
Right.
making care more effective, more accessible, maybe more sustainable too.
Right.
But yes, there's always a but. To really harness it, we need to understand not just what it can do, but how it does it. And crucially, the considerations for deploying it responsibly.
Okay, so let's unpack this before we jump into the really compelling applications. It's easy to get lost in the jargon.
Oh, absolutely.
Our sources had a great jargon buster from the NHS Confederation. It's helpful because while we kind of get AI generally, some distinctions are critical here.
You're right. Those nuances matter. So at the most basic level, we have automation.
Okay.
This is just software doing repetitive tasks based on human instructions. Think patient monitoring, sending reminders, booking slots. The machine only does what it's told.
Got it. Purely following a script. But then we hear artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning. How do these build on that?
Right, so artificial intelligence, AI, that's the broader idea. A computer system mimicking human thinking, learning, problem solving, seeing things, understanding language.
How does it do that?
It uses maths, logic, and patterns.
Yeah.
It learns from data to simulate reasoning. Then machine learning, ML, that's a subset of AI.
Okay.
Here, the machines learn and improve from experience without explicit programming. They chew through big data sets, find patterns, make decisions.
So they teach themselves, basically.
Essentially, yes. And then one level deeper, you've got deep learning, DL. That's a subset of machine learning.
It's even more specific.
Exactly. It uses these complex artificial neural networks, kind of inspired by our brains, to learn from absolutely vast amounts of data. Structured, unstructured, labeled, unlabeled.
Doesn't matter.
Well, it can handle all sorts. And this lets these systems learn and decide things quite independently. The recipe guiding all this. That's the algorithm. A set of rules the AI uses to find insights or predict outcomes.
Okay, so these increasingly smart systems are learning from data. And you mentioned data. That seems foundational. What's critical to grasp about data in healthcare?
Ah, you've hit it. Data is the absolute fuel. And not all data is the same. And healthcare is everything, right? Patient records, studies, monitoring outputs.
Yeah.
We often talk about structured data, neat, organized, easy for machines and people to read. Like an electronic health record with fields for name, age, diagnosis code.
Or boxes.
Exactly. But then there's unstructured data. No predefined structure. Think doctor's notes, audio recordings, x-rays, scans.
Much harder for a machine to understand, I'd imagine.
Precisely. And when you mash all this together, you often get big data. Huge, messy, fast-growing data sets that old software just can't cope with.
Like combining genetics, medical history, lifestyle.
For millions of people, yeah.
Yeah.
That's big data. Now, to build the AI models, we feed them training data. That's the learning phase.
Okay.
Then we use unseen data validation data, test data, to check if the model actually works accurately.
Makes sense. You need to test it on something new.
Absolutely. And the result of all this training is the model, a kind of simplified representation of reality, trained to spot patterns or make decisions.
So we train these models, but how do we know if they're actually good? Especially for something as important as health. How do we measure performance?
Crucial question. Just having a model isn't enough. We need metrics. Accuracy is the obvious one. How often does it get it right?
Ideally 100%, but
Yeah, realistically, 70–90% is often cited as acceptable. But remember, 50% accuracy is just random guessing, like flipping a coin.
okay, clear. But I've heard there are, well, more nuanced metrics. Can you give us a quick sense of why healthcare needs more than just overall accuracy without getting too statistical?
Absolutely. Think of it like this. A smoke detector. Sensitivity is how good it is at catching every fire. You don't want it to miss a real disease, right?
Definitely not.
But specificity is how good it is at not going off when you just, say, burn toast. You don't want constant false alarms, unnecessary tests, needless anxiety.
Right.
So in medicine, correctly finding the disease sensitivity without causing panic or loads of follow-ups for healthy people, specificity, that's the balance AI needs to strike.
That's a perfect analogy, and this is also where the risks come in, isn't it? Because if the data going in is flawed.
The model will be flawed too. You've hit a massive vulnerability.
Yeah.
This issue of bias, it's real. It's when the AI produces systematically prejudiced results because of flawed assumptions or biased training data. A known example, some pulse oximeters are less accurate for people with darker skin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So an AI using data from those devices can just perpetuate that bias, leading to worse care. Then there's explainability or interpretability.
Being able to understand why the AI made a decision.
Exactly. Can it tell you why it prioritized patient A over patient B? Or why it flagged a scan? That's vital for trust, for doctors, for patients.
Makes sense.
And finally, there's model drift. Models can get less accurate over time because the real world changes.
Right.
Like maybe a new bus route opens near a hospital. That could change appointment attendance patterns, making an AI predicting no-shows less accurate.
Yeah.
The world doesn't stay still.
Okay, with those building blocks and those crucial warnings in mind, it really starts to click how these things are being used. What are some real-world examples you found where AI is making a difference right now?
All right, let's get practical. What's compelling is that this isn't theory anymore. AI is genuinely transforming practices, often by crunching information way faster than humans can. Let's start with operational efficiency and patient access.
Okay, give us an example.
The Mid and South Essex NHS Foundation Trust. They had a big problem with missed appointments, about 8% no-shows, hitting marginalized groups hardest.
Yeah, that's a common issue.
So they used an AI model called deep learning neural networks. It processed structured data like demographics and appointment history and unstructured stuff like notes from health records
To do what?
to predict who was likely to no-show or cancel. Then automation kicked in to send personalized reminders.
So, like a super smart reminder system, what happened?
The results were pretty remarkable. A 6-month pilot created over 1,900 extra patient visits, prevented nearly 400 missed appointments, and cut the no-show rate by up to 50% for those contacted.
Wow.
They reckon this could mean seeing an extra 80,000 patients a year. But the bigger point, I think, is AI as a tool for proactive equity.
How do you mean?
It helps identify and support vulnerable people who might otherwise fall through the cracks. It's not just efficiency. It's moving from reactive care to preventative engagement.
That's a powerful way to put it. And it's not just reminders, right? We see AI in other routine tasks, too.
Absolutely. Look at Chelsea and Westminster Hospital and cataract care. They used Euphonia's Dora, an AI clinical assistant.
Dora.
Yeah, Dora uses AI, automation, and natural language processing to have routine clinical chats with patients over the phone. Pre-op assessments, post-op checks.
So, talking to patients.
Yep, the results. A 65% call completion rate, which beat their target, and a 91% agreement rate between Dora's assessments and the clinical staff's.
That's high.
It is, and crucially, the rate of patients canceling on the day plummeted, from about 4 a month down to just 1 in 6 months. It makes things easier for patients, too. No special tech needed.
It sounds like AI is really good at smoothing out the nuts and bolts of healthcare delivery, appointments, routine checks. But what about the core medical stuff, diagnosis, treatment?
Right, that's where it gets even more exciting, potentially. We're talking about AI processing information on a scale and speed humans just can't manage. Look at wound care in North Cumbria, ICFT.
Wound care, how does AI help there?
They introduce a digital tool, Minuteful for Wound. It uses an AI algorithm and AI-powered color recognition. A clinician takes a quick, like 3-second smartphone video scan, and the AI automatically detects the wound area, different tissue types.
So no more rulers and guesswork.
Yeah.
More objective.
Exactly. Higher accuracy, more precision, consistent data. They found it led to earlier detection if a wound was getting worse.
Which means?
Reduced healing times, fewer hospital admissions. It even helped upskill junior staff. It's about standardization and objective measurement in areas that used to be quite subjective.
That consistency sounds incredibly valuable. What about early disease detection? That's often key.
Huge strides there. For cancer, AI systems are spotting early signs of breast cancer, sometimes better than human radiologists, according to Google DeepMind's work. An algorithm from Pittsburgh achieved really high sensitivity and specificity for prostate cancer.
Impressive numbers.
And for diabetic retinopathy, eye damage from diabetes, AI can detect it from retinal scans. The FDA even approved one algorithm, IDXDR, which has good stats and is getting Medicare reimbursement. Early detection made more efficient.
So it's helping diagnose, but also preventing and personalizing treatments.
That's right. This leads into personalized treatment plans and drug discovery. AI can help tailor care. Systems learn to optimize treatments for individuals using something called reinforcement learning.
How does that work?
Well, Imagine adjusting chemo doses dynamically based on how a patient is responding right now. There's a system called Curate AI doing that, potentially reducing doses and improving responses. Truly bespoke medicine. And companies like Verge Genomics use machine learning on genomic data for neurological diseases. AI is also speeding up drug discovery, finding targets, optimizing formulations.
This really is touching every part of care. What about supporting patients outside the clinic or public health overall?
Yeah, for patient support, you have virtual assistants and chatbots. Maybe you've used one, like Babylon Health or Ada. They help identify symptoms, suggest actions. They can even link up with wearables.
Wearable tech, right.
And for remote patient monitoring, there's ambient AI sensors blending into the environment, like Emerald, monitoring sleep and breathing wirelessly. Even smart speakers listening for heart rhythms.
AI in our homes watching over us.
Potentially, yes, subtly. And for public health, look at Blue Dot, a Canadian company.
What do they do?
They use AI, natural language processing, machine learning to scan news, travel data, environmental factors, predicting disease outbreaks. They actually flagged the global spread of COVID-19 early on.
An early warning system.
Exactly, giving us critical lead time in health crises.
Okay, this is all incredibly promising, clearly. But innovation always brings challenges. So what does this mean for us? Patients, doctors. Integrating AI isn't simple. There are big questions about safety, privacy, the human touch.
You've hit the nail on the head. How do we balance this amazing potential with patient safety and making sure care is fair for everyone? Our sources point to several critical areas. First, what I'd call the data dilemma.
Right, data is the fuel. So availability, quality, those must be huge.
Absolutely huge. Good AI needs lots of high-quality data. But patient privacy rules, fear of data breaches, data being stuck in different hospital systems, it all limits access.
So one hospital's AI might not work next door.
Often not without significant recalibration. Yeah, that fragmentation is a major bottleneck.
And if the data itself is flawed,
Biased.
then the AI will be biased too. That's bias in data. If historical data mostly represents, say, white males, which it often does in medicine, the AI trained on it might be less accurate for women or minority groups.
So it can make health inequalities worse. It absolutely could. It's not usually malicious intent. It just reflects the biases already in the data we feed it. Then there's patient privacy and autonomy.
People being worried about their health data.
Very worried. A UK survey found 63% are uncomfortable sharing personal health data, even to improve AI. Fears of breaches, misuse, corporations buying patient data. It's a huge trust issue. Data is AI's strength, but also its biggest vulnerability.
A real tension there. So data needs to be plentiful, good quality, representative, and handled super carefully. Tough balance. What about ethics beyond the data itself?
Well, we see algorithmic bias playing out too. One system predicted healthcare costs as a stand-in for health needs.
Okay.
But Black patients often have lower costs even when just as sick as white patients. So the algorithm recommended fewer Black patients for extra health programs. A subtle but profound bias.
Wow. And the black box problem, not knowing how the AI reached its conclusion. It's like asking your smart fridge why it thinks you need milk. And it just says because. But for life and death stuff.
That's a perfect analogy. Yes, many AI systems are black boxes. Their internal workings are so complex, humans can't easily follow the logic. We desperately need more transparency, more interpretable models.
Right.
And don't forget AI hallucinations. AI can just make stuff up, confidently state things that are wrong or nonsensical,
Right.
suggesting the wrong drug, or a mental health chatbot giving harmful advice. It underlines the absolute need for human oversight. Always.
And what about empathy? The human side of care. Can AI replicate that?
Most people doubt it, based on research. A systematic review showed stakeholders are skeptical about AI empathy. Many still want a human doctor for serious news, not an AI giving textbook empathy.
Makes sense.
It really highlights that AI should augment human care, handle the data, the patterns, not replace compassion, critical thinking, the human connection.
That human touch remains vital.
Yeah.
Okay, what about just getting AI into hospitals? Is it easy?
Not at all. That's implementation and workforce impact. Often there's slow adoption, resistance from leaders, erratic rollout. Sometimes AI gets used without proper testing even.
Risky.
And integration challenges are big. AI can't just be bolted on. It needs to be woven into redesigned workflows, which means big organizational changes.
And for healthcare workers, are jobs at risk?
It's more about jobs changing. AI will handle repetitive tasks, freeing up doctors and nurses, but they'll need new skills understanding AI, guiding patients on using it reliably. It's a workforce evolution.
So with all these amazing possibilities and these significant hurdles, who's making the rules? Who ensures this is safe and ethical? The regulatory side must be scrambling to keep up.
It is, absolutely. AI in healthcare is often called severely underregulated worldwide, but efforts are definitely underway, though they vary. Europe, for instance, is really leading the way on regulation.
How so? What are they doing differently?
Well, the big one is the EU AI Act, coming into effect August 2024. It's landmark stuff.
Okay.
Medical AI software is classed as high risk. That means strict rules, risk mitigation, high-quality data, clear user info, human oversight. There's even a European AI office to enforce it.
Seems comprehensive. Anything else?
Yes, the European Health Data Space, EHDS, from 2025. This is crucial for AI training. It sets rules for using health data for research while protecting privacy and giving individuals control. And an updated product liability directive makes AI developers liable if their product causes harm. Clear accountability.
Okay, so Europe's building a strong framework. What about the U.S.? Similar approach.
The U.S. has initiatives too. The FDA has an action plan for AML software as a medical device. SAMD talks about tailored frameworks, good practices tackling bias. And the Health Department, HHS, issued ethical guidance based on principles like autonomy, doing good, avoiding harm, justice.
So they're active too. Is there a difference in philosophy?
Some observers suggest Europe is maybe prioritizing safety and regulation a bit more right now, while the U.S. focus might be more on encouraging innovation, perhaps faster development. It's a different balance.
Interesting. So if a hospital or clinic is thinking, okay, let's try AI, what should they be asking potential suppliers? What are the key questions?
The NHS Confederation has some great advice here. 3 key things. First, what exactly does this AI do, and does it actually solve our specific problem? Don't just buy tech for tech's sake.
Makes sense. Number 2.
What's the evidence it works, especially in the real world? And crucially, how does our patient population compare to the group the AI was trained on? Are there potential biases we need to worry about for our patients?
Right. Checking for that bias again. And third,
What support, IT infrastructure, training, resources are needed to actually implement this properly? It's not plug and play. You need a plan.
fundamental questions for responsible adoption. Okay, so wrapping this all up, what's the big picture, the future vision, considering the potential and the necessary guardrails?
The vision is really moving towards precision medicine, shifting away from one size fits all.
To something more tailored.
Exactly. Preventative, personalized, data-driven care. We might see AI-empowered healthcare professionals using tools like digital twins, virtual models of patients to test treatments digitally first.
Test it virtually before trying it for real.
Imagine the safety benefits. And AI's ability to diagnose remotely could be huge for reaching underserved areas, reducing health disparities, making advanced care more equitable.
What an incredible deep dive. From, demystifying neural networks to seeing AI helping with wound care and cutting down missed appointments. It's definitely not sci-fi anymore.
Not at all.
It's automating tasks, making diagnosis sharper, even predicting outbreaks. But we've also heard loud and clear about the human side needing empathy, rigorous testing, transparency, tackling those data biases. So AI truly helps everyone fairly.
Precisely. The future looks incredibly bright, potentially revolutionary, helping us understand disease right down to the cellular level, making advanced care more accessible. But,
There's always a but.
haha, yes,
Yeah.
its full potential really depends on tackling those big challenges. Data quality, privacy, building trust. We need fundamental changes in data systems, ethical commitments, and crucially, an upskilled workforce that can genuinely partner with these smart systems.
So a final thought for everyone listening.
Yeah, maybe think about how you might engage with this, whether you're a patient, a clinician, a developer. How will you help shape a future where AI genuinely enhances human intelligence to deliver fair, high-quality care for all?